Oh, what's still left? Oh, biggest fish, biggest fish. Wake up. It's time to go fishing. I'm about to make my way in, but that doesn't bode well. Is it a turn back now sign? Or do we press forward and find the pond? This is what's left of the road. Massive sinkholes, probably from the mining. This might even be a drain. There's a dirt road right there. That's crazy. Core samples. Alright, I just walked in 3/4 of a mile to this abandoned mine pond I've never been to. We're gonna get a first look together. It does look like some people have come out here. I kind of expected more transient camps. It looks better than I thought. There might be remnants of a dock over there. Haven't checked it out yet. Let's keep exploring. Oh, what's still left? Check it out. There's some fishing line. Some people definitely have been fishing from here. This is a dumb idea. Don't climb on dilapidated structures you find in the woods. The core looks metal, so as long as I can get across this, I think the platform should be stable. Ooh, sketchy. Sketchy, sketchy, sketchy. But this is looking way better than I thought. I brought my 2 collapsible rods because I had to hike in here. Oh, looks like somebody may be camping over there. I'll try not to bug them. I don't know if they're actually there. But this is pretty cool. Now, I don't know much about what kind of fish are in here. If there are fish, I'm sure by now something had to drop fish, but I mostly brought worms and canned fish baits. I did bring a couple bass baits just in case. But I want to find out if there's any fish in a location. It's best just to tie on a worm and see if something bites. We have our $10 rod from Temu, a $20 Shimano reel. We're gonna get tied on with a worm, get rid of this stuff from trout fishing, and we'll catch you when we get a first cast. I see some movement in the water. Oh. No way. Fish on. Fish on already, first cast. What do we have? It's fighting pretty hard. No way. First cast. Tiny, tiny. But first cast. We have a little green boy. I was expecting sunfish. We have a little green boy in an abandoned pond. It's tiny, but I'm glad I brought my other rod now, because this pond's looking way better than I thought. I thought it might be dried up by this time of year. Dang. Sorry, he's gonna have a little bit of a bloop. If I get a big one, then I'll have to go to the shore. Awesome. Awesome. I'm gonna get a part of a worm tied on because I lost that whole worm. And then I'm going to try like a Cinco or something out there. Guess I'm pretty stoked by that. Pretty excited to already have a fish from this spot. This is one of those off the path, nobody's ever caught a fish on fish brain here kind of ponds. Just throwing a little green pumpkin. Oh yeah, the main downfall of this rod from Wish is this very short handle. That's my main complaint about it. I hear what I hope is animal. Could be people. Oops. That's the first backlash I've had on here. Hold up. Nasty backlash on that. I'm just gonna end up cutting it off. Good thing we have our little blue tackle scissors. Well, the good, the bad, the ugly. If you like the quick work that these pliers did with that braid, check them out at Little Blue Tackle. I'll have a link in the description. Use code FISHINMORTICIAN for 10% off your order, and it helps support the channel. Holy cow, like 10 hours later. Oh, finally. Oh. Doesn't pay attention. Fish on. And the worm disappeared. Oh, what the heck? Look at this guy. This is basically a panfish. Man, he did some weird stuff to that worm. This hooked weird. Oh, something's biting it already. You can't go wrong with worms, guys. Worms are the way to go. Got it. That feels better. Well, that feels better. Oh, not much better, but better than that last thing. Come on up here, boy. Knocked my worm off. That's okay. That's what we're doing out here. Catching dinks, I guess, but hey. For an abandoned pond that nobody's at, except some transients, not terrible. Trying to get them to land head first. You don't want them to hit their body. Yeah, let's put another worm on. How many worms come in this thing? I just got some old night crawlers, approximately 12. I've used what, 2 or 3? That's a fat one. Oh, a smaller one? Yeah. Oh, this is my half a worm. Perfect. Or is it just a small worm? No, it's just a small baby one. He's thick. He's juicy. But he's not very long. That's okay, guys. It doesn't always matter how long the worm is, right? As long as it gets the job done. I'm a little afraid that I'll just like fall backwards in there. It doesn't look like a good place to end up. You probably wouldn't get out. I'm gonna hit on the bobber. Small one. Got it. It's funny because usually anytime I try to catch bass on a worm, a panfish gets it. And when a panfish gets it, they shred it all up. They don't even always eat it at one time. Look at that. Flyer's doing it. Should throw these guys out as bait. Maybe there's catfish in here, who knows. Alright, sorry buddy. See, I told you it didn't matter the size of the worm. Just where you cast it. Oh, someone threw their worm cup in there. So some people have come out and there's off. Who knows how often they come out here. Doesn't look crazy. There's definitely some signs of fishing, but not a ton. Oh, well. I'm about to leave some signs of fishing, I think. Okay, well I kept the hook. So the only sign of fishing I left is a dried worm that's getting stuck to the top of that. Oh, we've already caught like what, 4 fish? Some of the smallest fish I've caught in a while, but hey, first spot I wasn't even sure had fish. That might be like the max size of most of the fish in here, because it doesn't look deep. I don't know if you can see there, it's kind of clearer than I thought. I don't know how deep it is in the center, it looks really shallow over there. Other than being a little bit scary to get in here, I'm worried about who may be sleeping in the bushes. It's not so bad. There, we had a new worm butt on. And as I was adjusting it, we got our little bass friend on. Our tiny little bass friend, top of the mouth. Look at him. Alright. Definitely no short supply. Well, could be a short supply. I've only got a few of them, but that seems to be an average size in this tiny little pond. I'm honestly very glad I thought to bring the worms, because if I had come here and I've been here about an hour or so and I haven't got a bite on a Texas rig, I would have thought there was no fish in here. And clearly they're just undersized. Oh, here comes a good one. That's better. Better for this spot. Heck yeah, guys. This is a lot of fun. This is a lot of fun. Seems the bobber was doing a little negative work on me, because once I took that bobber off, I started catching them again and getting bites. Alright, okay. I give that like a 9 out of 10. But the weird thing is, I haven't seen anything other than bass, or bass just eating bass and bugs. Is that frogs? I'm sure there's frogs here. But what other kind of forage do they have? Is it all bugs? I mean, they're small, so I guess that could be. Could just be bug bass. What do you guys think the forage is here? Oh my gosh, I just tossed it out there, big old worm, and I got something. We just retied, tossed this massive worm out, and instantly it took off. Dang, And they shredded that worm too. Must have been a couple. Pretty cool to come out to a spot that almost nobody goes to. There's like a crane up there. I don't know if you guys can see it. There's one crane in the very shallowy spots just watching. Oh, I have a bite. Dang it, I thought I finally had my sunfish. That's a bass. If you call that a bass. I think this is my new PB, guys. I wonder if there's just not any bluegill in here. There just might not be. Or they're in very certain spots. Just seems like micro bass. Just some old micro bass. Nope, he got it, he got it. Boink. Lost it. Might be dumb enough to come back for it. Yep, picked it up. There we go. Ooh, ooh, he's feisty. He's hot. Hot, 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 hot. Doesn't want to be cut. He's got that worm well in his mouth. We're gonna let him keep it. They obviously need it in here. Thanks for playing, buddy. Well, finally. Downsizing the Cinco. Got a strike. Good enough to produce a bass. Giant hook though. This guy, we don't have to toss, so. Ooh, bullfrog. That scared me. Oh. You're waiting for the dragonflies or something. I lied. Second artificial bass. Ooh, that hook went through and through. Alright. Pond fish number 1,000,000. Oh, there you go. Oh, biggest fish. Biggest fish of the day. I think. Maybe not. Not great. More slime, but maybe the biggest fish. Well, that's sad. I could have grabbed him, but it wasn't really worth jumping in for. Easy. Easy self-release. No, like I said, the one good thing about not having noticeable bluegill or baitfish is that I can catch bass on worms. I know a lot of people don't have that problem, but every time I go worm fishing, all I get is chewed up worms from the sunfish. Alright, let's put on our last worm. Let's put Sherman to work. Sherman the wormin. Yeah, there we go. Tons of them. Yeah, well, so it's one for Sherman. Can we get 2 out of Sherman? Come on, Sherman. Sherman the wormin. He had 1 bass. Nope. Oh, that felt like a whole quarter pounder. Well, Sherman had a good fish. I just missed the hook. I didn't hook him. That's not Sherman's fault. Rest in peace, Sherman. Rest in peace. Pieces. That's our cue to pack up, say goodbye to this abandoned pond, and see what we can dig up in our next adventure. Thanks for watching. Drop a like, a comment, be sure to subscribe.